right, here we go. Kicking off another brand new hour here. The Steve Gruber Show in an all-new remodeled Studio G. Glad to have you on board for the conversation. Look, we're here to make sure that you're on top of everything you need to know and to make sure you have an American first attitude going forth today. Here are three big things you need to know to start this hour. Number one, the FBI looking for three suspects after a daring daytime robbery in Chicago. It happened Friday. They robbed an armored truck in broad daylight. Not clear how much money they got, but they're still on the loose. Number two, President Trump set the social media world on fire with his AI image of himself as Pope in a spoof. Many screaming about it, but many are the same ones who support abortion, so go figure, right? And number three, the blatant double standards when it comes to border security are ridiculous, to say the least. Here is the most remarkable bit of bad journalism. I don't know what to call this. So on CNN, they interview a drug trafficker. Works for the Sinaloa drug cartel. And CNN asking how they feel about being labeled as terrorists. How does a cartel drug runner feel about being called a terrorist? And what does he say to President Trump? This is CNN. Congratulations, Chicken Noodle News. You've reached an all-new low. I'll translate. Roll it.
This man is talking to us on the condition we hide his identity and location.
Can I pull up a chair?
He says he produces fentanyl for the Sinaloa cartel.
How safe or dangerous is this area to be in?
En estos momentos todas las áreas son peligrosas.
I mean, according to the Trump administration, you are a terrorist. I mean, the cartels have been labeled a foreign terrorist organization. What do you make of that?
Está fea la situación, ¿no?
Doesn't seem
Está
to
fea la
care.
situación, pero pues de todos modos tenemos que comer.
What's your message to Donald Trump if he's watching this?
Mis respetos, él tiene que según él buscar lo mejor para los suyos. Pero el detalle que ya están los
So what
consumidores.
he's saying here
Si no hubiera consumidores, pues uno le parara.
is that he
There is a
supports
lot of
Donald Trump.
violence playing out on these streets
He
here
has
at the moment, every
respect
day.
for Donald
right?
Trump,
I mean,
for
people
protecting
are
his
dying
country.
on a daily basis. Children are afraid to go to school. Do you have any sense of remorse over your role and your involvement in this group?
Claro que sí, claro que sí. Pues está triste la cosa, pero pues
The bigger problem, he says,
está triste la cosa, pero
American consumers. He has respect for Donald Trump looking out for his people. Rough translation. But with 100,000 people dying annually because of drug abuse, well, hard to, but it's remarkable. CNN, what is your message for Donald Trump? Who cares what his message is for Donald Trump? Why would anybody, the violent raging in Culiacan and elsewhere, you know, from Mexico across the border? Yeah. Meanwhile, Donald Trump asked about due process. Well, he sits down with NBC and ABC basically weekly now. Says we cannot have a trial for every person that came in here illegally. I agree with that. Here's the president.
Everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says
I don't know.
as
It seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth.
But it's-
some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
But even given those numbers that you're talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as
I
president?
don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said. What you said is not what I heard the Supreme Court said. They have a different interpretation.
Is anyone in your administration right now in contact with El Salvador about returning Abrego Garcia to
I
the
don't
United
know.
States?
You'd have to ask the Attorney General that question.
Yeah, strange questions there. By the way, when it comes to deportation, when it comes to the commander-in-chief's ability to control illegal immigration, to control the border, every president's done it. Every single one. Biden almost not at all, but the rest did. Do you remember this from Barack Obama? Listen.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security. Felons, not families. Criminals, not children. Gang members, not a mom who's working hard to provide for her kids. We'll prioritize, just like law enforcement does every day.
Well, he also went on to say that if you're here illegally, you're going to be thrown out. You're going to face the toughest immigration laws ever. Paraphrasing a bit, but that's what the man said. So, if he can do that, why can't Donald Trump? The left-wing media didn't attack Barack Obama, now did they? Oh, and Hillary Clinton. All tough on illegals, too, until she caved to the radical left. Here's what Hillary used to say. Listen.
So, I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes. You have to try to learn English. And you have to wait in line.
Yeah, and you have to wait in line. Well, that's the way it's supposed to be anyway. I agree with Hillary Clinton on that. That was 2008. Of course, her position has changed dramatically, of course. Her position has changed dramatically. Now she's all for the illegals. Unbelievable. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Capitalism has produced the greatest increase in human wealth, living standards, and overall flourishing. It's a good question. Ask 10 people to define it. 10 people will give you different answers on what capitalism is. Hillsdale College offering 40 free online courses, including one on capitalism. They have the Constitution, the Roman Republic, Genesis, Christianity in America. Understanding capitalism, the latest. Just 7 short lectures. You'll learn about profit and loss, private property, the rule of law, and why capitalism at its core is built not on greed, but on freedom and human nature. It's free, it's thoughtful, it's Hillsdale. Go right now to gruberforhillsdale.com to enroll. There's no cost. It's easy to get started. That's gruberforhillsdale.com. Register for free. gruberforhillsdale.com. Yeah. Capitalism. It's not evil. It's the foundation of freedom. Freedom. What's freedom? The ability to do as you please in pursuit of your own happiness. All right, Rob Manis up, retired Air Force colonel. The military's back. Recruitment surging. We'll talk about it straight ahead here on the Steve Gruber Show.